Hey guys, welcome back to the 4x2 Wagon Family, and today we are here in the Cancun area. We're actually at the Chichen Itza Mayan ruins, and it's a beautiful drive up here, and it's definitely worth coming if you guys are in the area, because this is the seventh wonder of the world. And so we decided to come up here on one of our last days, a day before we leave back to California, to take a road trip and see this amazing place. So I'm not going to get into the details about this place, but what I do want to share with you guys that I think will be very helpful is if you guys are trying to get up here. So in this video, I want to share with you a couple options. So first and foremost, the most common way to get up here is through a tour bus if you guys are staying at a hotel, or you guys might see a lot of tour kiosks around the town who are selling, like these kind of tours. They range in the price about $40 to $80, maybe even more. And those are generally like group tours, and that's definitely where to go because the trip up here is about 3 hours from Cancun. So having a nice comfortable bus or taxi to sit back and just enjoy the ride might be worth it for you. In our case, we actually rented a car for $75 plus gas, and that included insurance. And we drove ourselves up here early this morning, about 5 a.m. and we got here around 8 o'clock. But that 3 hour, 2.5 hour drive was quite the adventure. The first lesson we learned is that there are some tolls on this road on 305. It's a very nice road. Once you get on the highway, the road is smooth, mostly straight, and very well maintained. So we actually ran into a toll, and they didn't take any USD currency, only pesos. On this main road, 305 to Chichen Itza, there is a toll, and we didn't have any pesos. And I got American dollars, but no pesos, and they don't accept American dollars at the toll. So now we're sitting here on the side of the road next to the toll, hoping that somebody has some change they can break for us. If not, I don't know what to do. We're about an hour and a half away. So, and I was just gonna give him 10 bucks to let us go through. He says, no, they can't do that. So that's kind of weird. But he called a friend and they're gonna come out and break this change for us, or maybe he's got money, he's gonna let us, give us the 302 pesos and let us go through. I don't know. Okay. He called a buddy of his who came down and kind of negotiated 40 US dollars for 500 pesos, which is about $25. So it was either that or go all the way back to town, which is back 40 miles from where we came from, and that didn't make any sense. That would just put us back on our timeline. So lesson learned. Okay, what I recommend is definitely have about $200 in pesos when you leave Cancun to come up here, because it's going to cost you around 20 some bucks for tolls depending on where you guys go. Now, the reason why we drove up here is because we don't want to be on the timeline of the tour buses and other people, and just having a car kind of made sense, because at the end of the day, it's probably comes out to a wash if you add up the total cost of the tour bus versus renting your own car, and plus the benefit of you just kind of wandering on your own to wherever you want to go. I think is huge. If you are going to rent a car, make sure to check your tires. Now, a couple cars that we rented here in Cancun, the tires been bald, so make sure that there's a spare tire in the trunk, and there is a jack and something to take off the lug nuts, all that, so you can change the spare tire if you need to, and make sure that tire has air. So that's the first and foremost, and I think that's really the best way to get around here, because if you guys been to Mexico before, you all know that they try to haggle you on prices. It can be a little overwhelming and frustrating, and having your own schedule is definitely a way to go without any stress whatsoever. You might hear a lot of clapping in the background because this pyramid, that has a pretty good echo, so everybody is clapping and making noises to hear the echo. I'm not sure what they all use this area for and why it echoes, but it does. And I will leave a link down below to a video that I watched that has really good details about the Mayan people and why this place was built and why it's abandoned, after so many hundreds of years. So I'll leave the link down below for you guys to check out. Okay, so once you guys get here, it's about 4 bucks to park, or 80 pesos, depending on what time of the year you guys come, the currency or whatever. And then once you get out of the car in the parking lot, it's a little overwhelming because you're going to see a ton of vendors out here trying to sell you hats, beads. To get into the facility, let me share with you guys. It's 486 pesos per person for adult, and the kids, how much was the kids? 85 pesos for the kids. Just to get in. Then there's also additional separate transaction for government taxes and fees, and that was 256 pesos for all three of us. So you gotta make sure you do that. And then next thing is you make sure you have a mask. They do require masks, so I went and bought a mask inside. Next to there's a place called, well, there's a coffee shop selling Starbucks, and they were selling masks just right next door. This nice old lady, and so we bought 3 masks for 40 pesos. That's hardly anything, right? $2, and I gave her $10 and I got $5 back. I wasn't gonna hackle the old lady. Just beware, make sure you guys carry pesos. So if you guys have pesos, it's really easy to give the exact change. I think the biggest lesson I've learned, mainly getting around Mexico, is having pesos. So next thing is after you guys get your tickets and you got your mask on, you go through security. They do check your bags and they don't allow cameras. So yeah, I had to actually return my drone back to the car because I really wanted to bring the drone out here and fly it, but I understand. There are a lot of tour guides out here you guys can hire. I think one guy quoted us 1,000 pesos. So that's roughly, what is that, 60 bucks? 50, 60 bucks. So there's that. They do translate in many languages. So we're gonna walk around a little bit more. We'll come back after we leave the park, but basically I just want to share with you guys some small details and what to expect when you guys get here, if you're coming up here or renting a car yourself. Okay, so stay tuned. So we finished up the tour around 10:30, basically about an hour and a half for us. Once we finished, the crowd was getting pretty gnarly out there. I would say quadruple in the size in just an hour and a half. And so I recommend getting there early if you guys want to get through the whole thing and get out in a reasonable time. It was really hot out there. As you guys saw my face, our shirt in the video, we were dripping wet all day.
On the way home, we decided to do a quick detour to a cenote called Oxman. And for how much did we pay? I think it's like $12 a person, and Isabella was still free. We got to play in the cenote. We had a life jacket. There's a swimming pool, and you have like 250 pesos credit per person to eat, to spend on food at the pool, which was totally enough for us to eat, and it was awesome. It's a open top cenote, so you can see the sunlight come through, and there's vines growing down, and there's a rope swing, or you could just jump from the platform, or you can just go down the ladder.
And I just jumped off the platform.
Sure did. It was like 10 feet high.
Scared.
Huh? Yeah, I gotta say, you know, I love the Mayan ruins, but I think that getting the pool and swimming in the cenote was pretty remarkable. It was kind of a last minute plan. We just saw, actually Lynn saw a sign that says, hey, check that out. We just turned the car around and just went for it. It turned out really well.
There's just so many signs off the street between Riviera Maya and after Chichen Itza that say cenotes, and we just picked one and went with it. And it was a good choice, and it was not crowded.
Yeah, it was amazing. So hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, and hope you guys out if you guys are thinking about going up there yourself. Again, I really do recommend just renting a car, and driving just in itself is an adventure, you know, here in Mexico. So anyways, we're the 4x2 Wagon family. I'm Brian.
I'm Lynn.
I'm Lisa.
We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.
Peace.
God bless.
Peace out. Bye. Hi. We are at what's it called? Chichen Itza, and we found pyramid. It's the largest one, and it's 100 feet tall. So
Where's it at?
It's right there.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
It's right there.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, and let's get started. Let's go.